or possibly you attended online service. I've been getting DMs from a lot of you complaining about electricity. PHCN, what is going on? Wetin dey happen? Wetin dey happen? We cannot suffer. People cannot buy gas. They are queuing at what do they call them? Dispensing outlets to buy gas. Then you will not give them light again. What is kilo day by kilo day? What is your problem? Talo sorrow. Kilo de bayi. Please give us lights. I'm hearing from some areas in Sowore, around Unilag axis. They're also complaining along Ifako Ijai, Bagada, Shomolu Bariga, Bagada, Ifako, New Garage, Jollard axis. What's that place? St. Finbar's Road. What is it now? Abego. Those axes, are they plan? What do they call them? Band B. Maybe they are band B or band C. Because let's say they are selecting the people that they will give lights. What is going on? And there is no explanation. If you're doing routine maintenance, please communicate to the respected residents along those locations and let them know that okay, you're doing a routine maintenance or maybe something happened. Just communicate, but you don't just take off electricity for days. And you know how hard things are. People literally rely on this for their businesses, coupled with the whole gas shortage situation, lack of supply. So please don't overburden Nigerians. Welcome to the Political Spotlight right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Esther Nwachukwu. On the Political Spotlight, we look at political situations across Nigeria's landscape and basically what are the issues in our political space. All right, let's start off with Honorable Obi Agwocha. He was on a recent television program, I think earlier on today. And apparently, Honorable Obi Agwocha has been given the mandate to politically discuss possibly a set of people with the federal government to see how they can find a political resolution to releasing Nnamdi Kanu. And we're also going to look at certain issues because there are talks about some obedience in diaspora who have left the movement. They complain that the movement is toxic. It doesn't have any form of organization. And the big question is, why is this happening now? The talk of the fact that what happened in Labour Party happened, PDP, and down the obedient movement, it would seem like the principal really has issues with coordinating, doesn't really know how to coordinate whatever group he belongs to. Also, there are talks, for example, David Umahi said that it is not yet the turn of the Southeast, that the Southeast should wait possibly till 2031 thereafter. He agreed indeed about marginalization, but that we should all support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration for a second term in 2027, that the president does not look at tribe, he's not looking at region, and that he's doing so well for the Southeasterners. So those who are actually saying that it is the son of the Southeast, they should quell their thoughts. They shouldn't bring it up. Let them try and make sure that the president continues for 2027, and then maybe by 2031 the Southeast can be considered, and also nobody from the Northeast has emerged as a president in this country. That's what David Umahi is also saying. Now, the presidential pardon, I'm sure a lot of you know about it. There have been different political talks. Okay, what is a political talk? For example, the former presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party in 2023, Mr. Atiku Abubakar, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar is saying that why is it the fact that more of the persons who got presidential pardon are drug criminals? What exactly is going on? Why would it's a very controversial situation. The highest percentage in the 175 and 179 persons that were pardoned by the president, the highest percentage are those who have drug-related issues. Like, what does that even mean, considering the fact that the president also has a controversial situation about a drug-related issue as well, which he has not been able to clear out, he has not been able to defend, he has not been able to phase off. And that what is the case? It's feeling that controversy to make it true that there is something with heroin or drug-related issues that the president has an affinity for him to have considered pardoning persons that have drug-related issues. He also said the fact that the president should not misuse that prerogative, that he knows it is a response, is one of the core mandates of the president for presidential pardon. But what could be behind all of this? That is the president widening his trade routes for drug-related issues? Is the president, could it be that these are persons that somehow he has some affiliation with? But a couple of people think that the president may not even even know all these persons. Certain individuals wrote names, submitted to the president, and he signed. He may necessarily not even have any personal relationship with these people. Certain persons in his cabinet got some names put down and they forwarded it to him. Others believe that there is nothing the president will do that will be satisfactory to anybody. The president does this, they will complain that he didn't do it well. The president tries this, they will say no, he was possibly tribalized in the way he handled it. So what would the president do that anybody will ever be satisfied for? Anyway, there's quite a lot of issues to consider. However, let me play Honorable Obi Agwocha's interview earlier today, and then obviously I'm going to call Barrister Eze Olucheva on the telephone. He's going to also give us his insight into what he thinks about the whole situation with Nnamdi Kanu and what exactly is causing the delay, or where is it that the legal team of Nnamdi Kanu did not do things right. Let's take a listen to Honorable Obi Agwocha.
How much for that question, OJ? Clearly, Section 40 of the Nigerian Constitution as amended guarantees the right to peaceful assembly and association. So I'm very happy that despite the veil and the veil of silence that has existed all over the country, Nigerians are waking up to their responsibility and demanding for justice for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And if it takes for them to have a peaceful protest, then that's what it will take. I've endorsed that we all should speak up now. But the truth is that in Nigeria there appear to exist two sets of rules. One specifically for the Igbos and another for the other Nigerians, especially in the administration of criminal justice in Nigeria, where an Igbo man, goes through a whole lot of challenges than any other tribe in Nigeria. That bias, I don't know where it exists and comes from, maybe since after the post-Civil War. But we are all Nigerians, regardless of our ethnic backgrounds, regardless of our cultural backgrounds. The same right that exists for a Northerner, for a Yoruba man, for any other tribe otherwise minded, is the same right that should exist for the Igbo man. There shouldn't be any special exceptions. I mean, look at Nnamdi Kanu. See, look at what we are fighting is even to get treatment. There are a whole lot of people in that gap previously that were held by the state that even demanded to go overseas to get treatment for their ailments. But in Nnamdi Kanu, it seems that we have to go 10 steps further, sometimes more challenges, uphill task, to even get the government to consider giving adequate medical treatment to Nnamdi Kanu. You also look at in the administration of criminal justice, the charges that have been put forth to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, when others that were also in the same gap were pardoned or exonerated by the court at the determination of the court, they were free. But Nnamdi Kanu has been subjected for 10 years in trial. 10 years in trial, and to no end would that happen. So, but as of today, a lot of Nigerians are coming together to say enough is enough. Look at the recent pardon of Mr. President. He pardoned everybody, even those who are drug lords, those who have murdered people in the country. Yet Nnamdi Kanu has not been proved either through the court testimonies of witnesses or otherwise mandate that he has committed any offense. Yet he's been subjugated and he's been subjected to almost like his rights as a person have been dehumanized. So what we are asking for is for the government to be able to look critically on the issue of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, to ensure that fundamentally that this is the aspirations and hope of people, especially of the Igbo tribe, that if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is released, it will bring about, it will bring security in the Southeast, it will enhance productivity, and at the same time, allow the Igbos to freely be engaged in various activities that Igbos are running away from because of high crime and criminality, banditry and assassination. So, for Mr. President, it would also help Mr. President consolidate his goodwill in the Southeast. But for him And then you look at, I'm sorry to say, but when you look at his prosecution team, every member of his prosecution team are Yoruba. So the judge is Yoruba. It now appears as if it's a war between the Yoruba tribe and the Igbo tribe. It shouldn't be like that. So for us, it is critically important for the government to be circumspect about this, and the Igbos are asking for it.
Okay. All right, I really cannot explain what Honorable Obiagwacha means by making that statement that the legal team from the federal government are all Yorubas. Remember that it was not under the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that Nnamdi Kanu was extraordinarily renditioned, as some people will say he was kidnapped. So it's not under his administration. So about the team, the legal team that encompasses the federal government's legal team in terms of having to prosecute Nnamdi Kanu, that is where I don't understand how it comes into this context. However, like I told you earlier, that I'm going to be speaking with Barrister Eze Eluche. Barrister Eze Eluche is a legal practitioner, and he'll be giving us some insights into what this portends for Nnamdi Kanu and the team. Now, Honorable Obi Agwoche actually said that Nnamdi Kanu is dying. He complained about the fact that he has low potassium, and if your potassium level deteriorates more further, it could lead to a heart problem. All right, it could lead to a heart problem. And then there are other health issues. So Honorable Obi Agwocha said that even when the Nigerian Medical Association top medical personnel went to check on Nnamdi Kanu's health, that they even found out more underlying health issues beyond the one that was initially diagnosed by his medical team, that they found out more underlying issues. And that is where the confusion actually gets. He has a right to self-determination. He has a right to medical attention. Now, you do know as well that Omoyele Sowore called for this, but there are talks that there's a possibility that since he's calling for this, most persons are buying into it, that maybe there's a partnership somewhere going on for Sowore and Peter Obi. We're going to actually find that out extensively on the program. Barrister Eze Eluche, good evening. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, good evening, and thank you for the invite.
Yes, Barrister Eze Eluche. So I'm very well, I'm sure you know of the current happenings about the planned protest or proposed protest for the release of Nnamdi Kanu on October 20, proposed by Omoyele Sowore. He called on Peter Obi, called on Atiku Abubakar, called on the Southeast leaders and those who are actually of the interests, for this to be, done with. Honorable Obi Agwocha said that there is an imbalance. He talked about the fact that he's in charge of the team that is meant to look for how they can politically resolve the imbroglio, the situation with Nnamdi Kanu, and see how they can possibly have a meet-up with the president. Now, Barrister Eze Eluche, there are talks that it may be possible that nobody has approached the president to talk about this. Aside from the 2023 elections, when the son of the president told us that the president assented to him speaking with Anunta Kanu, that is Kanu's younger brother, that if the Southeast supports him, then they will look into the release of Nnamdi Kanu. But there are some people who believe that that proposal has not been submitted to the table of the president. Maybe there are some certain persons who deliberately don't let it get to the table of the president. Others are of the note that if at all there's going to be a political resolution to this, does it mean that Nnamdi Kanu will no longer agitate? He will no longer make statements that has to do with Nigeria, the Southeast or Biafra seceding from Nigeria? Would he agree to this terms and condition if now he's ready for a political conversation of a way to resolve this? What's your take on this, sir?
Well, thank you very much. I think this whole notion that Mr. Bola Tinubu is not aware of the situation of our man Nnamdi Kanu is like playing to the gallery. No Nigerian can say he's not aware of that. And I don't know who else Mr. Tinubu will want to bring such very volatile national issues to his table for, unless an absent-minded president, which I don't want to think he is. Not too long ago, Mr. Tinubu pardoned well over 1,000, so many people. I mean,
175. Yeah, 175, 179.
Yes, over a quarter of them, there are people who have been convicted for drug-related offenses. We had also people who had committed murder. We had people who had committed fraud, massive frauds. And these are the people Mr. Tinubu prefers to pardon. And does not want to pardon Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, who is Nnamdi Kanu is a man that wants to pardon him. There will be a lot of ripple effects, positive ripple effects across the country. And Mr. Tinubu tells us he wants somebody to bring it to his table. have any table. That's his own business. But what I'm also very wary of is people now turning this issue into a publicity stunt. Mr. Sowore is somebody who takes whatever he can do to attain some publicity. And I personally consider him as a rabble rouser. He just wants to jump into something because it's publicity, engaged in some kind of publicity. He feels a publicity gimmick. But the reality is that Nigerians have always known, those who want to know, have always known that Mr. Nnamdi Kanu is not undergoing any trial, any justice. He's not facing trial.
But Honorable Obi Agwacha is supporting that notion. He says he and a couple of people too on that particular day, once they sing the consent, they would actually, be part of it. So if you're of the note that he is just grandstanding or using this as a publicity stunt, you have a 7th senator who believes that that's a good call, and he's saying that it stands for someone who is detribalized, calling on all Nigerians to see how they can all work together to resolve this, considering the fact that we've had persons who are into terrorism and they are pick stocks with them with all their arms and ammunition, and then the federal government does nothing about that, compared to someone who talked and possibly did not do. So why would you think that Sowore is grandstanding or is a publicity stunt, on his part?
It is still a publicity stunt in the sense that whatever rallies you rally on that day, the day will come and go. Processes have been on. The government has deliberately made this trial a mockery of justice. Somebody has been undergoing trial for several years now, since the time of Muhammadu Buhari, and nothing meaningful has come out of it. It's a mockery of the judiciary, and then it has become a charade. Even whatever date they have planned for the rally will also fall into that category. The reality is this: Mr. Tambu knows that he can make a pronouncement and end this mockery of the judiciary. Even the Attorney General can file what is called a nolle prosequi to stop all this nonsense, because that is exactly what it is. It is nonsensical. Severally, the Supreme Court, the court has given orders which the state has disobeyed. And when the state decides to obey, the court will not sit for funny reasons. So the whole process is a mockery of the judiciary. And then to try to use this for political gains, that the elections will come, so he will release him during the election so he can garner some votes. What gives that notion? Does he think that the people that come from this area that Mazi Kanu come from are not aware of the ongoings in the polity? They are not aware of the nepotism, the cronyism, the tribalism that Mr. Bola Tinubu's government now. The release of 1,000 Nnamdi Kanus will not change that perception, because it is the reality. Rather, people already know that this government, this regime, is playing politics with Mr. Nnamdi Kanu and the entire, even the entire justice sector. So the rally or no rally that Mr. Sowore is planning and is claiming he has written to A, B, C, D or whatever, does not change the issues. I mean, Nigerians must begin to take these things beyond what it is.
All right, but Barrister SFJ, let me ask you, with the kind of personality, the kind of person that you've said Nnamdi Kanu is, part of the political resolution would be for him to stop all of this rhetoric of seceding, of saying Biafran nation, or calling out all of those. Do you see Nnamdi Kanu agreeing to all of those terms and conditions? You remember that before Justice Binta Nyako was asked to recuse herself, Nnamdi Kanu asked her to recuse herself. She actually had, suggested this political resolution by the federal government and the Attorney General of the Federation. But, it stalled. We don't know what happened. Maybe Nnamdi Kanu did not agree to some terms and conditions. But now he seems ready, because Honorable Obi Agwacha said it, that he's the one to lead the team that would politically have a conversation with the government. A committee will be set up in having that conversation. So do you think Nnamdi Kanu would stop all of the talk, all of the secession, all of the self-determination, all of the whole Biafran nation, because that will be the criteria for part of the political resolution to his release? What do you think about that?
Yeah, thank you very much. You see, the issue of marginalization or self-determination of peoples of the southeast of the Igbo nation is beyond any single individual. Nobody owns that issue. Nobody owns the issue of trying to fight for the freedom of the southeast of the Igbos. And Mr. Nnamdi Kanu will play its role, and it's a continuum. So whether he agrees to whatever times or not, I think it is only him that is in a position to answer those questions. But at this stage, there's a stage in a man's life where you realize that even freedom may not be the ultimate. If you recollect, Mr. Nelson Mandela was offered all manners of freedoms prior to his eventual release, but it must be unconditional. Because you cannot release a man and say, do not talk, do not breathe, do not claim you are who you are, do not say you are evil. That is madness. That is insanity. And as long as the Igbo race continues to be marginalized or put in the condition that this Bola Tinubu regime continues to place it, and you tell an Igbo man not to say he's evil, because part of saying you're evil is also question the indignity, the injustice, the impartiality being located against the Igbos. So we ask an Igbo man not to say he's evil as a condition for his what? For his release. That release is also tantamount to an imprisonment. So like we have to be at this life, but we have to realize once a man is born, comes death is the next ultimate.
All right, but
so when you say you're going to release him only when he's in and not him.
No, I'm not suggesting that they will release him only when.
I will not claim for justice. Are you with me? I will not clamor for justice. I will keep quiet. I will swallow all the crap sent me. And that you're not actually giving the man freedom.
But you know that will not be outside the table, right? Because they know the kind of overwhelming support, the kind of crowd he gathers. That could be a possibility on the table. But Barrister, let's look at the situation. For example, Mr. Peter Obi garnered a lot of support in 2023. He's in charge of the Obedient Movement. There's a diaspora group of Obedient Movement who say they are stepping out of the movement, that the movement no longer represents what they thought a new Nigeria would be, that the set of persons... Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I'm struggling to hear you.
Okay, I can hear you very well, sir. Can you hear me clearly?
Okay, fine. Go ahead.
All right. Now, so this diasporans believe that the group has become toxic, and that it doesn't represent what they initially thought it would be. Well, a couple of people think that this set of persons are from a particular ethnic group, and maybe that's why they're saying what they're saying. But what this adduces to is the fact that, okay, Peter Obi had some imbroglio within the Labour Party, and they feel that he could not resolve it. Okay, let me try and contact him. He said he couldn't hear me. While I'm trying to connect with Barrister Eze Uche, let me introduce my guest right here in the studio. I actually have Mr. Tony Mbata. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Same to you. I also have Damilare Bamidele. I got it right this time.
Yeah, you did.
Welcome. It's been a very long time.
Yeah. So
you're
nice
tall.
to
This
be
chair
here.
made it look as if you're short. You're not short too. And my person. Mr. Lawa Ekundare is here. Mr. Lawa, let me be done with Barrister Eze Uche. I'll give you this mic because I know that you can't really speak because of the mic. So basically this team of persons believe that Mr. Peter Obi, who could not handle the situation in the Labour Party, how does he think he cannot handle the situation in the Labour Party? The situation in the PDP also happened, and now the Obedient Movement as a group. Now, there are talks that Peter Obi doesn't necessarily dictate what they say, how they go about stuff. They literally are free to do what they want to do. They're free to discuss how they want to discuss. He doesn't have a direct say on their modulation, on their attitude. Now, this is not the first person that is expressing concerns about the movement being supposedly toxic, or a movement that possibly is now derailing from what it was supposed to be. But the big question is, does this solidify his stance that Peter Obi is not possibly a strong leader or represents strong leadership, firmness in terms of leadership? You have the APC. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a grand patron. When things get to a height, he handles it. He knows how to resolve the imbroglio within the party. His word is law within the party, regardless of where anyone comes from. And there are talks that other people... Barrister?
Yes, I'm back.
Yes. So what's your response to that about the ability to lead? Because I was just speaking with the guests in house here that they feel that if the Obedient Movement as a whole, he can't dictate, he can't be in charge of it. How does he intend to be in charge of a whole nation? That's one. Two, then since some Southeasterners are saying they want to secede, they don't want to be part of Nigeria, how do they now expect every other tribe to believe that if at all a Southeasterner emerges as a president, that will not actually take place? Because that's a fear a couple of people are expressing, that he may actually allow that to be something that would be constitutional. And that if you claim that you're not part of this country, how do you now want to lead the country? Because you cannot claim that you want to lead a country that you advocate to be, you want to detach yourself from. So how do you see this scenario?
Thank you very much. You see, following the track set by the current regime, which tries to portray certain issues as tribal. The issue and the obedient movement, yes, the name sounds similar to Mr. Pitobi, but he knows he did not create any obedient movement. The obedient movement is like a fallout of those who want change in the country and across the country. They looked at all the candidates that came out for the 2020 elections, and they felt impressed by the track record of that people. And that's why people fell around and fell in line with him and tried to...
Okay, Barrister Eze, the network is very poor, like you're breaking. A little bit. I don't know if maybe you changed your location. Continue.
Yes, are you hearing me now?
Yes, it's better now.
Oh, good. So this bill did not create any obedient movement. The obedient movement is a generic movement. People who wanted change in the country, who looked at the candidate for presidency in 2023 and felt that Mr. Pitobi fell in line with the ideas of good governance. So he did not control it. He does not control it. That is why, for instance, when he's doing his birthday, people just celebrate at different corners of the country, given his knowledge. And that same group is also ready and willing to support any other candidate who comes up, who is maybe even be better than Mr. Pitobi. What is about it?
Barrister Eze, I think I'll contact Barrister Eze back, because it's important that we hear exactly what he's saying. The network is very poor. Maybe it's the rain, I don't know, or possibly because we're inside the studio and everywhere is closed off. And we'll take a very short break, a very, very short break. I need to hand over the mic to Mr. Lawal Kandari, and then obviously Political Spotlight continues. All right, welcome back. This is still the Political Spotlight right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I'll try to contact Barrister Eze Eluche before we round off, but it's imperative that we get to hear what he is saying. The network is really not making it interesting for us. Mr. Tony Mbata, let me ask you this question. Barrister Eze was saying that there is no particular one person that is in charge. The obedient movement is literally a movement of we want good governance. The fact that it's obedient does not necessarily mean that it belongs to one person. If a Peter Obi decides that today he doesn't want to go ahead, it doesn't mean that the movement will stop existing. Any other person that comes on board that they think represents the interests of Nigerians they will also go with it. So not necessarily that. But there's a situation that they feel that Obi did not harness the movement post-election. He didn't harness the movement. He didn't structure the movement, possibly left them in disarray, and somehow some infiltrators turned the movement to be something else. However, with that thought, they feel that if it always seems anywhere he is, there's always an issue. How would he be able to handle Nigeria's complex nature? Handling Nigeria is very complex. It's a peculiar, beautiful country, but it's also a very complex country. What's your take on that?
Esther, let me tell you the simple truth. These things people are speculating and talking about is not the realities on ground.
Okay.
The thing is that obedient is not formed, it's not Obi that formed obedient. It's a group of Nigerians that want a change. And they have looked up to some of these political juggernauts or people that are masquerading themselves as leaders, and they know that they don't have the quality they want to, or the kind of name which can represent them, and Obi fit into the whatever they are looking for. Now, and obedient is well organized than most of these political parties you are seeing, and most of them are all these leaders, so-called leaders, political leaders, are afraid. So what they are doing is that they have problem. They have this no problem in obedience. Obedience are a group of people, Nigerians, that said we want a change, we want to take back our country, we want things to be moving. But those people that want Nigeria to be in perpetual, that want Nigeria to be suffering, they still are the people that are peddling all these rumors.
All right, very quickly. Now, there are talks that some Southeasterners have said they want to secede from Nigeria. They've not been treated nice. Post the civil war, the Southeasterners are still going through the issues of the civil war, the marginalization, the exclusion, literally, and the way they're being treated. But they're saying, if you say you want to secede, how do you then want to be a president? How does somebody from your region want to be a president when you don't recognize one Nigeria?
Esther.
And there are fears that if that actually happens,
Esther,
they'll be able to legally make it possible.
Esther, why are we, when we see the truth, we are not saying the truth? Many people, even Arwa, even the other three weeks ago, some set of people wrote, even Yorubas, they have said they want to secede. The other than Middle Belt. And every part of this country are crying for marginalization. And people have written to UN that they want to say, is it only Biafra? No. The problem we are having is that, you see, instead of us to call a spade, we are playing politics in everything. The Igbos or the Biafrans want to go. What is the cause of all this? It's injustice. Have you addressed those things? No. Those things that people are crying for, have you done it? No. Is it only Biafra or only the Southeast that are saying they want to go? No. At a time in the history of this country, they not say they are not part of this country. At a time, they say they are not part of this country. Even when, before independence, they say they don't want it. So why are we trying to play politics because it concerns an Igbo man? No. Let's stop this and address the problem. So if the Southeast or the Biafrans want to go, what is the cause? And the Yoruba want to go, but Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
You can't say the Yorubas want.
Yes, they have.
You can't say.
They have said it.
That was
when this guy
not
was
a majority. Not a majority.
They have. Is it majority of the Southeast want to go? Answer me. Is it majority? The Yorubas want to go. The Igbos want to go. The Aruas want to go. So what is the problem? Why must you say Igbo? Something is causing it.
Okay. So, Mr. Okwayemi Damilare Bamidele, welcome to the program.
Thank
it's
you.
Been a very long time.
Yeah.
So, this call for the protests on October 20, you've heard what Barrister Eze said.
Yes.
That he feels is a political stunt, but a lot of people are buying into it. We talked about this on Friday, and today Honorable Obi Agwocha had an interview on one of the Monitor television program. You listen to him. At the beginning of the interview, they asked him what precisely is the issue and why he thinks, or he's saying that Nnamdi Kanu is dying, and he said he has multiple health issues, okay, and that his potassium, one of the endemic issues, that his potassium level is very low, and if they continue to keep him the way it is, it could lead to a heart situation. Now, beyond that, I think something with his kidney, other aspects that even when the NMA came to check him out, they also found underlying health issues that his own doctor did not even see. So he's now going to be part of the committee to possibly champion and see how a political resolution could be found out. But the whole situation has brought the permutation of Peter Obi and Sowore having to work together ahead of 2027 with what is currently going on in the ADC that Atiku Abubakar intends to run. Peter Obi says he's not deputizing anybody. The Labour Party under Nanadu Usman said Peter Obi is not stepping down for anybody. So obviously in the ADC, he's not going to get any tickets. So he and Sowore may work together. For Sowore to have called him into this, do you think that that dynamic will work? Sowore and Peter Obi, because again, they're both southwest and southeast. They're both southerners. So you cannot have a southerner as a president and a southerner as a vice.
Well, let's not speculate.
Yeah,
Let's not speculate. We do not know if they are going into a political alliance.
there were talks.
There are talks. Yes, I saw Mr. Showore's tweet on X. I saw his tweet on X regarding the protest and everything. But let us not speculate to the terrain of running for the presidential election. And also, this is my own subjective view. I am not totally buying into Mr. Showore's protest because for me, I've seen so many political players trying to make points from the unfortunate incident happening with Mr. Nnamdi Kanu. It's so unfortunate that the judiciary is being made a mockery of by the government. However, we must also be careful that in search of a messiah, we do not fall into another trap. Nigeria has been here before.
Okay.
We must not go the same route again. It is not just about what you are doing, it's about the intent.
Okay.
Why are you doing this? I read Mr. Showore's tweet and he mentioned so many people, he's tagged so many people, the people who got back to him. So it's not as if he's really going into an alliance with Peter Obi. He's just looking for whoever it is that will identify with him.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can go through the tweets again. It wasn't only Peter Obi who he got in contact with, but Peter Obi.
Yeah, it was not only Peter
exactly, Obi. But Peter Obi extended an olive branch. We can work together with this. And
because he was in Rome when he contacted him.
Exactly.
And then I think a day or 2 days after that call, Peter Obi returned.
Yeah, and I want to say something quick regarding Mr. Nnamdi Kanu's situation. You see, when it comes to the issue of bail, like we have like the locus classicals and Baba here and the state, that are precise, there are laid down rules that the court would consider in granting bail. And one of it is ill health, in which the custodians or correctional center might not be able to take care of.
Yeah.
This is a laid down rule. Like the Supreme Court itself gave that precedent, and the court has been following it. However, we understand that Mr. Nnamdi Kanu is actually standing a political trial. We understand that. This reminds me of the case of Mandela in South Africa.
But this is not the first time he had to go visit a national hospital because of underlying health issues.
Exactly.
So why is this one something that is being deliberated on?
Now, for me, I think the government has two options.
Okay.
You see, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu is a political symbol.
All right.
The government has already make a martyr out of him. Let us be factual. The government has two issues. There are two routes to go about this.
Okay.
Either the AG comes and put in a lolly prosecute, you withdraw the charge, let him go home, or you try him. If you know you have a case, why don't you just open trial? If you know you don't have a case, let the man go home.
They've opened trial now. The trial is ongoing.
How many years has Nnamdi Kanu been in court? You see, a criminal trial is even faster than a civil trial. In civil trial, there are a lot of technicalities. You bring in a lot of motions, application. You amend this. In criminal litigation, it is faster. It is supposed to be faster because you take your plea. After you take your plea, the prosecution open its case, call its witnesses. After that, the defense call its witnesses. Then you file in your addresses. Then judgment. It's not supposed to take this long. However, it is clear that some political players are involved in this. And that is why I think the political solution is exactly what everybody should work towards.
Okay.
However, in working towards the political solution, we can see that certain politicians are they are battling for the spotlight.
Oh, you think they're using this to
Honorable, I've forgotten his name now.
Which one of them? Obi Agwocha.
He said some really... I'm trying to be careful with my words.
No.
I'm trying to be
you
careful.
Can say it when he said the legal team of the prosecution, right?
You are trying to provoke people. You are trying to arouse anger in people. No, there was a judge who was presiding over the matter.
Yes.
Mr. Nnamdi Kanu said, "No, I want this person changed."
To recuse herself.
Exactly, and when counsels appear for the Federal Republic of Nigeria, it is not their own case. They are taking up the case for the country. And people should understand, it is Nigeria against Mr. Nnamdi Kanu.
Not Yoruba.
Exactly. And we should stop spreading hateful bigotry
narratives.
Exactly.
That part actually made me
exactly.
really
I was on
aback.
X.
I
I was on
Listen to
X.
Tell me what she said, that Mr. President, majority of the people he pardoned are so people.
No,
That
no,
is
no,
look
no,
like.
no, no, no,
That's
no,
what
no,
I
no,
think.
No, we are still going there. We are still going there.
No,
I think we are still
that
going.
is also a factor. What he's saying that the honorable said that was a little bit not really cool was when he said the prosecuting council, that is the council representing the federal
Said
government,
they are all Yorubas, then the judge
like
is
there is a
Yoruba.
war between the
Anybody
Yorubas.
can represent
Exactly.
Nigeria.
That's what I'm
Like
trying
there's a war
to
between
clear
Yorubas
so
and
that our
Igbos.
listeners will
Not
be well
knowing that,
informed.
not knowing that this whole thing did not
You
start with
should not-
Mr. President.
Exactly.
It started with the
Like
former
that.
president.
Exactly.
Because
Alright.
it was not even Tinubu that
Yes, it was not
arrested or
Tinubu.
that kidnapped.
And I would
that
say
kidnapped
this,
Nnamdi
I would
Kanu.
say
It
this.
was
And it's Buhari with Malami, and Malami
Yes,
now is
Malami.
the ADC.
ADC. So
And I would like to say this: the level of bigotry since the last election has increased.
Is worse.
yes, it's
I was
terrible.
before we
but the present
before,
administration made it to
before we
Yes,
started.
the
Is
aides
this
of the
present-
president,
is
they
Bola
sponsored
Tinubu-
it.
Bola Ahmed
No,
Tinubu
not the
that-
president.
No, it's the president.
I
He
hold
said
on.
if you
But
want to vote
Mr.
these people, they said don't open this. If you
Mr.
if
Tony
you vote
Bata.
for so people,
Mr.
they
Tony
will
Bata.
open a seaport for
The
them.
one- wait,
no,
Mr.
he
Tony
said
Bata.
it. He campaigned with it.
The one
it
I-
is Bola Ahmed Tinubu, please.
Mr. Tony
Please,
Bata,
let
the
us say
one
the
that
truth.
specifically is glaring is Mr. Bayo Ononuga.
No. Bola Ahmed Tinubu,
aides,
who employed
the state
Bayo
government
Ononuga.
aides,
No.
they are the ones who steal it. They're not afraid of
him?
it.
Who told him what to do? You see, we know that they are guiding you people. We know the media. We know all the sanctions. Please, it is Bola Ahmed Tinubu that started it. This is the politics. He has finished Nigerians. Let's say the truth.
But I would like to say this.
Mr. Lawal Kundai, Mr. Lawal, please, I need you. Please come closer to the mic, sir.
Gentle.
It's literally cold today. I think the rain got to him. The rain got to him this morning.
Mr. Lawal, I need your contribution on this, sir. Please go ahead.
Now let me start with the case of Sowore,
Eh.
and I'll move to Nnamdi Kanu itself, and then I'll go back to Nigerians. Now, when you see all the people who have fought for freedom in this country have always been popular people. Go and watch. Go and check them. Is it a Gani Faweyimi, Bek or Ramson Kuti? Go across board. Even Wole Soyinka was championing a protest. He won his Nobel Prize in what year? So they are all popular people, and that popularity galvanizes support that is needed. Because when you see people who are popular in the front, you know that popularity can really get justice. Because if they are arrested, if you are arrested along with them, or you are arrested, they are not arrested, they will stand totally for you because they know that they were the one who moved the protest, the action, and it's their responsibility to make sure that people within them are protected. So this issue of she scored political points, he wants to do this and that, he wants to. I don't know if you go to Mr. Nnamdi Kanu himself, that is the primary filler of the problem. He will tell you that what Sowore is doing that is in support.
Continue.
Because he wants to be free. And I now see people around who are free. You are moving about your own lawful duties. You are doing your businesses and everything. You go home to your family, come back, say what you like, and you are condemning somebody who is thinking about another person that has been incarcerated, that he wants to fight for that person, and you are telling me that he wants to score political cheap points. That is very, very. I don't know what I'm going to use. The word I'm going to use is a Yoruba word. It's not in the dictionary, and I will not use it because I don't understand. First, Gani Faweyimi, Wole Soyinka, Bek or Ramson Kuti, mention them across, but they've always been popular from time, and they move motion, they move protest based on their popularity, and a lot of results were achieved compared to if it is people who are not popular.
Okay.
And you are condemning it. It doesn't make sense. Second, this person, like I said earlier, you are free. You don't think of being incarcerated. Have you ever been sick before in your life? If you have been sick and been bedridden, that's a form of incarceration. You'll be begging any solution to that problem. You'll be looking for it. And if a doctor now comes from somewhere, he's not part of the team of doctors that is treating you, and he said, no, I have a solution to this problem, and somebody will now come and say, no, he wants to score political cheap points. But you are not considering the person who is incarcerated, who is suffering. You should ask that person whether it is he doesn't want Sowore to come to go on protest on his behalf for him to be, to be freed.
Okay.
We should go and ask him whether he will tell you that it's a political cheap point. It's a this and that. Now that is that. I've already resolved that because I don't understand how Nigerians, and that's why I'm so worried about a typical Nigerian. Even when you have your money, your resources to help others, you build a world around yourself and say, well, as long as I can afford it, it doesn't affect me and my family. Anything goes. That is our mentality. A white man doesn't think. That's why when Nigerians leave this Nigeria and go to Europe or America, you see that the mentality change. People call out protest. Everybody call out protest. They don't say no, it's a political. You see, they will join and begin to condemn the government. But when you get to this place, you seem to be like you are totally divided.
But sir, you know how it is when you go for a protest. People are suppressed.
If you are not going, that is a different thing.
Okay.
Don't go. If you are not going, sit down and don't go. People who want to go, you don't need to discourage them. Nobody is happy. Many people, a right thinking Nigerian will want to go out on protest. We want to complain about what is going on to Anambra because it can happen to you. If there's an injustice to one person, the injustice will affect you too.
No, there are a lot of persons in his shoes as well.
And the same justice delayed is justice denied. Justice delayed is totally an injustice.
Okay.
You get it? If you delay justice, it's an injustice.
The cool thing that Mr. Lawal Kundari is the fact that everyone is talking about it. On Friday, somebody called from Germany and said on X, it could be another angle through which everyone now begins to look into it compared to before that it was something that was quiet, but everyone is talking about it. Now, Mr. Lawal Kundari, the thing is this, there are talks that Peter Obi and Sowore would work together ahead of 2027, considering the fact that the ADC, Atiku Abubakar, is not stepping down. He doesn't seem to be stepping down. They're going to do an open primary. And in as much as Peter Obi believes in himself, but there are fears that things could be dollarized. Now, nobody is decamping anybody. Nobody is saying whatever. But the thing is, if he decides, are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay, because I can, the mic will pick your breath. Yes. So now, if a situation where that happens, people are already looking at Peter Obi and Sowore. Although Sowore has been quite antagonistic in the past towards Peter Obi, said a couple of things which a lot of the movement do not like. But they also appreciate the fact that he has always been brazen and bold and calls out injustice where it is concerned. And a lot of persons are looking forward to that combination. However, having a southern candidate as a presidential and vice president is something that has never happened. Do we think the way the Muslim ticket worked for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2023 is the same way this could work if they decide to work together?
No, let me start. The first thing is this. The coalition is for opposition who are interested. So it's a galvanization of opposition minded people, personalities that want to mass up, just like APC did its own time. During that time, calling people in order to mass up against Jonathan. So they are trying to do that in order to form a behemoth, to be able to roll into the battle and be able to get a victory. So it's normal. Now, I've been saying it. I'm not a member of ADC. I am saying it that it is normal if Sowore, being an opposition and a powerful voice, can join up with opposition like ADC. It's nothing wrong about it.
He has issues with all of them. He says he cannot be part of them because of what they represent. Malami, who is the former AGF, Atiku Abubakar himself, Rotimi Amechi. These are persons that he condemns their practices while they were in power.
There was a time somebody was saying, he keeps saying it, and I sat down. He said, in politics, there's no permanent friend, there's no permanent interest. It's just a permanent, no permanent friend, no permanent enemy. It's just a permanent interest that put all of you together. The question is, what's the permanent interest? What's the interest that put you together? What's your own interest? You should ask yourself, what's my own interest? What's my own? You see, you can see there's a carpet crossing all over. Everybody has their own interest and they are carpet crossing to where they believe that their interest is. You see people carpet crossing to APC. The governors carpet crossing from one party which they got the ticket to win, and then they are crossing after they won. You see, that's a permanent. They believe that's where their interest can be protected.
Okay.
So if somebody move to ADC, that is where you believe your interest can be protected. Now the question is your interest selfish, or self-centered. Now, if you have all of them together, that doesn't mean that all of them will be president. I don't know what people keep saying. Rotimi, I don't really like Rotimi Amechi.
Okay.
Because he was part of the last administration, and it's an offshoot of what we are going through now. But it's in the coalition. Would they chase him away? But they still have to welcome him. But still, that doesn't mean that he's going to be president. He's going to be vice. He may not even win any post.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? And it now depends on the people within and the general population when it comes to voting to not decide. That's why the ADC they are being careful too. Who to pick? They want to know what. That's why they are being careful to make it open.
Open, yeah.
So that they want credibility. They want something people will believe.
All right, Mr. Damilare, let me come to you. So, Sherry Oladejo, the APC spokesperson for Lagos State, has said that the PDP is as good as dead. They will need the glory of God to revive themselves. And that's because the party no longer has an ideal. That is quite unfortunate that there is no opposition. You know that Peter Mbah's defection is being confirmed. We're also hearing about another governor as well. So here is the thing. This is how the calculation has been done. The president has been able to have a stronghold on the Southwest. Also the South-South, the FCT. Well, not all the South-South, but he just needs some percentage. So the key states that you have, Akwa Ibom, Delta states, River states, Middle Belt. Which aspect of the Middle Belt though? Because they're having issues now, so I'm not 100% sure about them in the Middle Belt. But the North is where he has been focusing on. He just needs a couple of states in the North. Those are the areas he's been targeting now to please them, because in the previous election they actually gave him about more than 65% of the vote. As it stands now, a couple of persons has attributed several factors to the president having sway in the Southwest, which is a whole tribalism thing. If you hear some people talk, they will tell you, I don't care whether I'm suffering or not, my brother first. That is the mantra, that's the mandate. Self-preservation, cultural preservation is what they're using to, you understand, as a facade. So these are the lockdown. The Southeast, he's not necessarily concerned. In 2023, he won without the input of the Southeast because majority of the votes was necessarily not on his part. So he doesn't really need the Southeast. Now, the FCT too, he has Wike there, that's on lockdown. And they have been spilling confidence. They have been spilling so much confidence that they will have 2027. Ojo Zokal, in a very recent interview too, said the same thing, that he intends to go home. They want to deliver Abia State to APC, that he's going to go home 6-7 months to the time. The last time he just stayed about 2 or 3 weeks. In other words, we don't know what they mean by him saying he wants to go home, that they want to make sure
shut down the government,
as in make sure
maybe that's what he wants to shut down the government. So want to go and do election, shut down the government.
What's your take with this? Because the APC has been I'm sorry, Carlo is no longer the governor. He's the former governor of Abia State. Yes. So my question is, the APC sounds ready, confident, and they're certain they will get it. What's your take with that?
If there's something we should all acknowledge, our bias and criticism of the APC aside, APC started preparing for this election immediately APC won the last election. And the terrible thing is we do not have an opposition yet. There is no one opposition. Labour Party is the Labour Party decayed from inside out. ADC, we don't even know the direction the ADC is going now.
Do you think they have any chance with ADC? What is going on?
I said something on this program months ago. Everybody disregarded it. Nobody agreed with me. I said something. ADC is for me, a lot of disgruntled people coming together, just trying to look for political relevance. There is no common goal. It's how divided against itself.
They want to save Nigeria from its current day.
Look at like what Mr. Kundayo said. We have El Rufai, Amici. These are we know who you are. Their antecedents are terrible. These are people that have allegations of fraud against you. We know how you guys conducted yourself while you were in power. You did not do well while you were in power. Why should I trust my future with you? It's just that simple. It's like changing a whole cloth for another whole cloth. It's like putting a old wine in another old wine skin. It's just like a chameleon changing colors, you know. And that is why when you asked me months ago about Peter Obi joining ADC, I told you here, I unequivocally that he should not join. He has no business there.
Being there.
I'm telling you. You see, this is the time where you have to show us your values.
Okay.
Show us who you are. How power hungry are you? Are you power hungry enough to let go of your values to join the majority? Because if anybody emerges from ADC and you tell me you have good ideals, good plans for Nigeria, it's a lie, and I will tell you why. You cannot be a saint and everybody around you are criminals. How would you operate? Because you are going to choose your cabinet members from those people. You are going to choose your age from those people. So your age is a thief, but you are righteous. How is that supposed to happen? This is simple logic.
But some people think that anything to get there, and then you begin to change what you have to change.
This was the same thing that we did during the PDP APC election that brought APC in power. Anything but PDP. What happened 3 weeks after APC got in? Everything all the prices were hiked up.
I remember there was inflation in 2016
exactly
January.
it was like film trick. Everybody was like, whoa, what happened? Are we still in Nigeria? And look at it. Nigeria kept deteriorating, and we are in a situation where we do not even recognize ourselves again. How much is a kg of gas today?
The president will not agree with you. The president and his team will disagree with you.
I don't care. You see,
they'll tell you that a lot has improved. A lot is better. He's the right person to steer the economy in the right direction.
You just asked a question. You have not answered that question.
I'm just saying that they will disagree
with you. How much did you buy gas?
There's something.
I've been cooking with kerosene. I told you now.
Say, Esther.
I told you I could not queue for that gas.
No,
kerosene is expensive.
A fair beautiful woman like you should not be cooking with kerosene.
My stove is like gas, so don't.
And you see, let me say this. There's a theory, there's a school of thought of law. We call it the social school of thought. It says that the law is not what is in the statutes. The law is what the people do. You see, if you want to know how Nigerians are feeling, what is going on in Nigeria, do not. It's not about just reading headlines, listening to aides of the president or governors. Ask Nigerians what is going on with you. The people are not happy, and the question is this: who are they going to vote for? The only option now is APC. Now, wait, let me finish my statement. Now we are looking for options. We haven't found the options. Let the opposition get their acts together. You see, for example.
Is there time for that?
There is still time.
We trust them in a year to.
There's still time.
And when trust their intention. If you're already pushing up,
Peter Obi left PDP abruptly, but look how he was able to shake APC. It was because of Peter Obi's mighty endeavor that made APC started preparing immediately for the next election, and I expected him to form an empire, a political empire from there, but I think he's a little bit inexperienced when it comes to organizing political party or whatever.
You think he just did not want trouble?
I would not say, but I would say that this is the first time he'll be at the forefront.
Okay.
He's used to being with a political party.
Okay.
But what I can say is we need credible oppositions to come forth.
All right. Remember, this is the political spotlight. So before a lot of you start asking why, we're basically just discussing politics. Mr. Tony Mbata, the presidential pardon, a couple of people think is a political move by the president, that he released his cronies who help him do certain things. We don't understand what that means. That statement was made by Atiku Abubakar. Do you agree with him?
Yes, but I want to say something. We have opposition.
Okay.
The few political leaders, and the masses. The masses know what they want.
Okay.
The masses are suffering. So if anybody tells you that we don't have opposition in this country, that person is not saying the truth. We have opposition.
Okay.
The opposition is the poor masses.
Okay.
And the ruling class. And because the ruling class know that they can't win election, that's why they are putting machinery.
We are talking about political opposition.
Forget about political whatever.
This is theory of Marxism now. This is not Marxism.
Because they know they can't win election. I keep saying it. If we have a good institution like INEC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the wicked them cannot win local government election. That's why they destroy institutions That's why they destroy institutions and make sure that institutions will not work. Even if they start campaigning the day of swearing in, they can't win election, and they can't win it if we have a good election. Now, based on the question you asked me, you see, when Nigerians are reacting, you should know how is it that most of the people that you pardon are drug barons, people that are condemned because of the issue of drug. And there was a case against you, or allegation against you, that so things, so money was, left, ran away because of drug issue.
Let me ask you something. If the president did not have any affiliation with anything related to drugs, would you have looked at it in this line of thought that the president supposedly more persons that were given pardon were persons who had drug-related issues? Because based on the prerogative of the president and the fact that the factors surrounding the release of this person's presidential pardon, they have shown remorse. They have been able to grow out of it. A couple of them have attended courses while in custody. They seem to be to change their lifestyle, and it's something that also that there's political connection to this whole thing. Like Miriam Sanda, who killed her husband. Yes. Well, obviously there's a political connection to that. However, what if? Yes. So what if the president did not have
school of thought will tell you that Mr. President wouldn't have looked in that direction? Yes. Why must you look in that direction? Because allegedly you may have affiliation with them. You are getting something from them. You want them to do something, some dirty job from them.
Yeah.
So all these things are the school of thought. Because it takes an armed robber to know who is an armed robber and know what you can get from an armed robber.
But Atiku is literally saying that, okay, these are Atiku's words. He said that
DSS. Anyway,
Atiku is warning that the government he warned that the government absolving offenders of crime, that they naturally should be fighting. They're supposed to be fighting crime, noting that clemency must never be confused with complicity.
Very good.
And that it's worrisome that 29.2% of those pardoned were convicted for drug-related crimes, and that the president past also remains clouded by allegations of forfeiting thousands of dollars to the American government over drug-related investigations. And that's why I said the president may not specifically know these people.
How do you say that? Means you are indicting the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
No,
if you say if you say he doesn't know these people, that means he's not in charge. He's not fit to be there.
Why I said he doesn't know is there are a set of persons who will nominate names.
Oh, that's why I love Obasanjo. That's why I love Obasanjo. Obasanjo will take responsibility. Say, blame me, don't blame my ministers. Esther, you are indicting Mr. President. You are telling us that he's not in charge.
No, so I am not telling you that. No. I'm saying some set of person. No, this is the line of thought of a couple of Nigerians.
I'm saying
this is their line of thought.
This line of thought. If you go with this line of thought, it means that Mr. President is not in charge. He's in charge. He knows what he's doing. He knows why he pardoned those people. He knows what he's going to gain. He signed it. The ball stopped on his table.
All right, Mr. Lawakunda, I need to open the phone lines. In your own perspective, do you think that the opposition has any chance ahead of 2027 to defeat APC as it stands?
Thank you for that question. It's been ruminating in my mind. Now, one thing that yes, every opposition has a chance because one, the election has not been conducted.
Okay.
So everybody has a chance. The only thing is that you keep improving your methodology, your strategy, and then you eventually get it right. Now, let me talk about this ADC. There are so many other opposition. Even the AAC that Sowore is also a opposition, and the guy is doing a good job in the area of opposition. So don't say that we don't have opposition. He may not be so popular like this, but he's doing his job and he's doing well. So many others. Even Rodivival is doing his own in his own small corner.
Is now in the ADC.
So I'm just saying that he speaks. Now let's come down to it. No, I've said it before. One, when you put all of everybody together like that ADC, let me analyze. It comes to a level in which the person, the flag bearers, will determine the direction of the people, whether the people will trust them or they will not trust them. People always forget that the president of Nigeria is one of the most powerful presidents in the world. If the American president is not even as powerful as Nigerian president, when it comes to political power, the Nigerian president has absolute power, converts a dictator totally over all the countries. He can remove any governor now, and that is that, which he did. You can tell a senior president, "Oh yeah, police, go and arrest the senior president." Nah. Put him. Who is going to? He will do it. The police will obey him now. The DSS will obey him. Am I speaking lie? It's the truth now. So when you have a credible people, and they say that, okay, this person as is coming out to his person will see that he has a good antecedent and can do. Let's look at how he's been doing before. Oh, he's doing well. He did well. Okay. So we can put that person can really put things right in this country.
All right.
Then second, please, even when Buhari was coming in, they didn't vote for Buhari because of APC. They voted Buhari because he is Buhari.
All right.
Because of the past 1980. Yes.
All right.
Between him and Idiagbon, that he will come in
and erode corruption.
Exactly. It's not because of APC.
Oh, true. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Lawal Kundari. Let's take your calls. Let's take your reaction. I think we'll be able to take a brief. I know a lot of you are sending WhatsApp messages. In some cases, it may not enter, but let's deal with the call. 080-3692-9933. 080-3692-9933. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Esther. Senvika speaking.
Senvika?
Yes, exactly.
Welcome, sir. Where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling you from Ikotu. I'm happy that I'm able to connect with you tonight on phone.
Thank God.
It has always been impossible for me. I greet you, analyst.
Thank you.
First, I want to go to the issue of Kanu and Sowore.
Okay.
If I had my way, I will ask Sowore to call off the protest.
Okay.
Because of this distrust, permit me to use the word, and I don't want to go tribal. Most of our people from the east, they do not trust the Yoruba man. Same way, the Yoruba man does not trust a typical Igbo man. This thing boils down to fear of the unknown, imaginary fear, which can be which is traceable to the civil war. So some of these things, sometimes when you look at them holistically, you begin to ask yourself, why are we one? Sowore is sticking out his neck. If he's arrested today or tomorrow, whenever he's going to hold the protest, the people who are saying he cannot be trusted, they will be mocking him. The other people from the Yoruba side who are calling him bastard and what have you, they will also be mocking him. Yeah, I'm saying this. If I could speak with his younger brother, I will tell him in his native dialect to forgo the protest. It is not worth it. It is not worth it. The earlier we look at these things from dispassionately, the better for us. We shouldn't be. Somebody is sticking out his neck, his life to protest for the good of somebody. You are looking at it from tribal prism, which is not good at all. Which is not good. On the release of the pardon by the president, some of them I can question why he gave them the pardon he did. Maybe for political reasons, like some people have adduced to it. Some they are best known to him, but I personally, some of those pardon, I pick some fault in them.
Okay.
Like the person who killed the husband. What do you expect the family of the husband to how did they get their person back? But in that, I will always advise people, don't let somebody kill you, because person we don't die, he don't die.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Senvika, for calling. 080-3692-9933. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name, please?
My name is Friday, calling from Agbara.
Sir?
My name is Friday, calling from Agbara.
Friday from Agbara. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. I want to speak on Sowore.
Okay, go ahead.
Sowore is doing is fighting a good cause. So if anybody have any bad thought about it,
okay.
If anybody have any thought about it, that person should sit in his house on that day of protest, because he's fighting a good cause. That is my take. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 080-3692-9933. That's the number to call. 080-3692-9933. Hello, good evening. How are you? Oh wow, that call went off. 080-3692-9933. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. Welcome. Hello. 080-3692-9933. That's the number. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, sir. How are you doing?
I am fine, sir. Welcome, sir. What's your name, please?
My name is Tom Shinoda. I'm calling from Absolute here.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
Yes. First of all, I want to talk about Nnamdi Kanu.
Okay.
I want to join the protest.
Okay.
I feel that we should start from Lagos here to
No, it's
Tinubu's house.
happening in Abuja, not in Lagos. They are peacefully going to the National
No,
Assembly.
hold on. What I'm saying is that we should start the protest in Lagos here. We protest to, when we finish the protest to Tinubu's house, then from there we go to Abuja.
It has nothing to do with Mr. Tinubu, sir, please.
I can tell you that by the time we start this protest for 2 weeks, Nnamdi Kanu will be released.
Sir, Omoyele Sowore is not saying Lagos. He said Abuja to the National Assembly.
It doesn't matter.
Sir, no protest in Lagos.
He's
No,
talking.
okay.
He's talking.
Then number two, I want to tell you that in terms of political party, APC has no opposition. The only opposition APC government and Tinubu government has is Nigerian masses. What is going to happen in 2027? I sympathize with all those people that defect to APC, mostly the National Assembly members. Esther, go and write down today's date. By 2027, all those people will lose their seat. Thank you very much. That is my take.
All right, thank you very much. But no protests in Lagos. The Lagos people say they don't want any protests. No, there is no protest in Lagos. So, hello, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Mr.
Good evening, sir. Welcome. What's your name?
I'm Edward calling from Sango.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
On this protest of Sowore's in favor of Nnamdi Kanu, I will say let him do that protest.
Okay.
Because at least let him don't look it as he's doing it for Igbos. Let it be the protest against inhumanity to Nnamdi Kanu.
Okay.
Because if he put the title in that way, that inhumanity against Nnamdi Kanu, it will be a national protest. It will not target Igbos.
Okay.
Because any people coming out for the protest, they will not write Igbo, Yoruba, or Hausa in the protest.
Okay.
Because this, some people will say, don't do it because of Igbo business or that. Those Igbo business cannot be more than the life of Nnamdi Kanu. Because it's a humanity to Nnamdi Kanu, who is a citizen of this country. Let Sowore do that protest. But the only thing is that Atiku, all those prominent people you call like Obis and Atiku, they not even show face there. But let the entire nation hold that protest.
All right, thank you very much. 08036929933. That's the number. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, Esther. Good evening.
How are you?
I'm fine.
What's your name?
My name is Mr. Amadi calling from Egypt.
All right, Mr. Amadi, please go ahead.
Esther, by the time you are saying that nothing concerns Tinubu, it worries me. I don't know whether you are trying to pretend or what. Because everything about is table about Nnamdi Kanu. So by saying that nothing concerns me, gives me a bother for that. Please don't use that language, please. Okay. So what I'm telling you is this. About this nation, we are not telling ourselves truth. Until the day we come to the round table and we tell ourselves truth, you know that there's no oneness in this country. We are just keeping ourselves together for just with mouth. Because a lot of things have happened to tell you that indeed Nigeria is not one. But when we are telling you people will say, I don't say it in national radio, but the leaders are saying it and doing it, practicing it every second of the day. Nobody is cautioning them. All this kind of pretense we are pretending in this country. This one is this one, this one is this one. There's no elites in Nigeria because everybody are just like people on the street. Because the leaders that are expecting that to support the direct us well, they are messing the whole system up. So by saying all this, it bothers me. So please let us understand that we are not telling ourselves truth. That is, by the time we know that we are not telling ourselves truth, then we start telling how can we go to amend all these things.
All right, thank you very much. 08036929933. That's the number to call. 08036929933. What's your name? Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank God. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Fine. My name is Peter.
Peter, welcome, sir.
Let me.
Peter, where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling from Lagos.
All right, please go ahead, sir.
There are two people that I used to call. One is Yoruba, one is Igbo. The one that is talking to you is the Igbo person.
All right, go ahead, sir. I didn't know. I
So-
just asked. There's another one in Ogun State, so that's why I asked. Go
Yes.
ahead.
So I want to ask about question. You see all this killing that they are killing in Benue State. Please, what the people be article and all the people, all the ones that want to contend in 2027 election, what did they do?
What did they want?
That's the question. What? All the people that they are killing in Benue State, Tito B, Atiku, and other leaders that want to contest in 2027 election, what did they do? And they say we should come outside and vote. Voting is not the problem, but we all know that these people, they are human beings like us. They can say something and they can change their mind. What the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu told us before he became president, he said that he will reduce the price of fuel. Is it not? There are many things will come down. Has he done anything? The new Naira note that they were changing in that 2023, are they done changing it? So it's all about we being careful. It's about being careful. That's it. That's my topic this night. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you so much. 08036929933. 08036929933. Hello, good evening. Turn down the volume of your radio, sir.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome.
Good evening, Studio.
Thank you. What's your name?
I'm Macaulay from Mapoluku.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I saw a move for the Nandikalu case. The economic development. That tells the nature of that man, Sowore. If we can have more of him in Nigeria, anything about tribalism and injustice will be dead. Because if someone else like him might come from another part, like the North, do the same thing to fight injustice, and that will go a long way solving the problem of sort of injustice to the masses. Again, when you're saying that the president has nothing to do about like taking decision of decision on political or his political strength, then how about the one he released, the one pardon? The situation of Nnamdi Kanu, don't you think the problem stands more devastating if anything happens to Nnamdi Kanu there than if anything could happen to the ones that he has pardoned? That's what we should understand. The president should have any political leaning on it and set this man free to avoid any other problem. So kudos to Sowore for his moves. If I'm allowed, I will even join the protest. Let Nigeria walk from somewhere.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
08036929933. 08036929933. Hello, good evening. What's your name?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
This is D. Emmanuel Iheme. I'm calling from Ikorodu in Lagos.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
So I can honestly, if you look at the Nigerian situation, you would understand that politicians in Nigeria are desperately wicked and evil. Why did I say so? Now it is very pronouncing because it is an Nnamdi Kanu. That's my own brother because I'm from the southeast that they are going to organize the protest for. But believe you me, in the past 2-3 years, people have been killed, maimed, raped within Lagos. And there has not been any reasonable protest to compel the government to order to stop the killing. So how do you even explain that in Nigeria now we pay as much as 2005 for a kilo of a gas? My sister, how do you explain that? That's on the one hand. We are oil producing state too. A nation that produces oil. We have gas virtually everywhere in Nigeria. But this is the situation in Nigeria. How do we explain that? That's on another hand. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of the whole situation. The Nigeria of today that we have, that people can no longer feed. Listen, I'm a first timer in the program, but
Wow.
it's a very beautiful program. Yes.
Thank you very much. Welcome.
So I'm a political commentator, a social commentator, and analyst. How are we going to explain to our children that this is where we find ourselves now, where people can't feed again? We are talking about okay, look at the other day. They were asking Dave Umai, my governor, former governor of my state, to calculate per kilometer. What was he saying there? What he said on that program.
He said it is not per kilometer, it's average kilometer. That's the right term to use, not per kilometer.
So my sister, is that not enough that you call a public office holder to tell you how you spending your money? And look at what the type of gibberish he was talking on a national program. Nigerians are very patient too. Times are hard though. I just pity these politicians. Okay, how do you compare? Let me just round off.
All right, sorry, sir. Please, we'll take one final call. 08036929933. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name, sir?
Yeah, this is Chus calling from Lagos.
All right, Mr. Chooks, please go ahead.
Yeah, if you have to ask my opinion in the issue of Nanikan, honestly, even as a Igbo man, why be? I was letting remain there. I might be to some people who felt that maybe I want Nanikan to be there. But if I'm to say about the hard work he has caused with Igbo, I'll tell him to remain there. Because from the day Nanikan's agitation was the day Southeast become no-go area. So if I had to put out the sentiment, the only way I can say release him because put out the sentiment that Tinubu is doing from the north, in negotiate with the bandits. But without that, my area is not is where somebody cannot go to the village because of Nanikan. Go on no government. It's because of IPOB. So for me,
what area are you from?
If you ask me, Nanikan should not be released.
What area are you from? What state?
I'm from Olu for Grand Lab. From Olu. So those areas are not banned. And if you listen to his speech, for somebody like you that is saying that tribunal is not in his hold, if you listen to Nanikan's speech, one of his brokers during the answers where he say, go to Babylon, kill Tinubu, kill his property. If you are the Tinubu, we release him. I'm not against his freedom fighting, but I'm against the way he's going about it. Every Igbo man that has the blood of Igbo knows that it's a Biafra without being told. But the area he is taking it to is what is making. Look at the opportunities in Lagos. We cannot go back to our state. It now look like maybe the opportunity from our own state. But because of this ability that is there, they say go and invest in your state, go and invest in your region. How can you go to your region? When they say if you go, you might not come back alive. Who caused that? It's Nanikan. Yes. Fighting for freedom, we all know that. Like I said earlier, every man in his blood, without being told, know that it's a Biafra. Everything is not by knife and gun. Sometimes they apply wisdom. They say you cannot continue doing the same thing and want to get a different result. This is what I've been doing. We did it with the Ojukwu, we did it with the Wazirike, now with the Nanikan. The same tactics. Yes, things are not getting right. We are being killed, the Igbos. We are being destroyed properties in the Igbos. That somebody will still come out and say, the problem we have as Igbo, we are too emotional. We are too emotional. We can't just tell our brother and say this is wrong, and guess who is doing it. If they want to take advantage of our emotion, they will say they are killing us. They will bring killing, they will bring this, they are marginalizing us. Are we the only people that are being marginalized in the country?
Thank you very much. To be honest with you, he represents a couple of people too actually want him to remain there. A couple of people think he was one that brought the unrest in the southeast. The fact that you're not getting majority of the callers speak like this, a couple of people actually think this way. There are some people, if you say, do you want a referendum, do you want to secede, they'll tell you no, they don't want that. So again, very, very quickly, a few seconds, Mr. Tony, I'll start with you. What's your takeoff?
My takeoff is that Nigerians should take back their country. Don't mind what these political so-called leaders are saying. There's no problem in obedience. Nigeria will be great again.
Well, for me, I would advise everybody to keep their head low and keep believing that one day we'll get it right as a country.
And I will advise people to keep their head high because the country belongs to you. You can't be a slave in your country, because when you are a slave, your children will continue to be slaves. This country belongs to all of us. So we take it back. And lastly, we are asking for justice for Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody is saying whether it is justice. That's it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lawal Ekundaya. Sincerely do appreciate your coming. Damilare, God bless you for being here. Mr. Tony Mbata, thank you so much. My yellow-white colleague is already red. So thank you, gentlemen, for being part of it. Barrister Ezra Richard, I sincerely do appreciate your input. My name is Esther Machiku. See you on Monday. Bye for now.